Sup, Nerdmigos, and the Jive Talking Nerd John Norgrove. We've got Wife here. We're here for another review drive, and this time it's a little different. We've done this before, but not as often as honestly I think we should now that I keep finding more stuff like this. But we're reviewing, this is Review Drive, we're reviewing a YouTube show again. Mm-hmm. So we just watched, a couple of days ago and then again today, the pilot episode for Hazbin Hotel. Alright, and so Hazbin Hotel technically came out October 28th of last year, and we've been following it for a while. Somehow we just missed
it
the pilot coming out until just recently when the Japanese dub came out, and I was like, oh, that's dope. Yeah. Where's the English version? And then we found it, and whatever. That shit just happens.
Yeah. Regardless,
we watched
the pilot episode, and it is amazing.
And you should watch it. I'm going to read the thing, and then we can talk about what's going on with this. So, Hazbin Hotel is an American adult animated musical black comedy web series created, directed, written, and produced by Vivian Vizipop Medrano, whatever, however you pronounce her name. I'm not great with names. Obviously, you've watched our episodes. The official pilot was released on YouTube on October 28th, 2019. So that's the stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so having done a little bit of research, it sounds like Vizipop partnered with A24, who I fucking love, like, everything they produce.
Yeah, everything they produce.
So hopefully that works out, and we can get some more episodes. We only have the pilot episode out now. It's also available in French and Japanese. There's some music videos and a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff and all this kind of stuff. This is like kawaii demon shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a lot of like pinks and mauves and purples
and
reds and blacks and all this, but it's also like eyeballs and spiders and demons and monsters and stuff like that.
And
it's very, we were talking about this during the rewatch before the review. This show is very late 90s Saturday morning cartoon.
Like reminiscent. Like, not just Saturday morning, like it
well, yeah, I mean Saturday morning because that's the new ones come out.
Yeah, well, like a lot, well, not Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Like a lot of the animations remind me of cartoons from the 90s, like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, or like Invader Zim and Ren and Stimpy, and even Animaniacs
to an extent,
you can really see that like 90s irreverent cartoon.
It's not like hyper-realistic classic Disney, right? And it's not like weird CGI nonsense that's going on with like young cartoons nowadays.
But it's also got like some anime sort of inspiration to it in the way that a lot of the characters are designed and move. Yeah. Although the characters do not look like anime.
No. This is certainly not, this is definitely an American style of animation.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's, there's so much. Every fucking frame of this show, like I want to pause it and just be like, let's analyze this shit, play it, pause it.
There's so much. There's a lot of like beautiful little details.
Oh my god, there's so much background shit.
Yeah.
So there's a news segment. We are not gonna fucking give anything away. Just go fucking watch this.
Yes, go watch it.
Go watch this twice.
Do you like
because you're not gonna catch it all.
Spoopy stuff?
Yeah.
Go watch this.
Yeah, you like Halloween?
Is it almost Halloween? Go watch this.
Yeah. Don't show your kids. This isn't that kind of.
Yeah, this is definitely not safe for kids.
This is less safe for kids than Rick and Morty is.
Yeah, guys.
Right? Because Rick and Morty, it like hints at drugs, and this just. You just go to the vending machine and you just buy cocaine.
You're visiting hell. And the denizens of hell.
Yeah,
so
a lot of swearing and stuff like that. So if your kids are too young for like the swearing and cocaine, or whatever, your kids are too young for cocaine, you shouldn't let them watch this. If they're too young to be experiencing the knowledge of cocaine, if you're gonna show your kid this cartoon and they're gonna be like, "What does cocaine mean?" They're too young. That's what I'm saying. You understand what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't mean like.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff to unpack.
Yeah, like, if your kid is, like, a teenager,
but if they're gothy, they're
probably start, but regardless, like, maybe you should watch this.
This is a fairly irreverent adult cartoon.
Yeah, but a fantastic one, nonetheless.
So good. So this is done in your standard issue, like Disney cartoon styling with regard to music. There is a lot of, there's like 3 songs in this.
Yeah, it's only a half-hour episode.
There's only a half-hour episode. There's 3 songs.
I think there's only 2, but...
Is there only 2?
Yeah,
oh, maybe one of them is like, and then like smush, and then...
Yeah.
something like that. Well, yeah, whatever.
But there are songs.
There are songs in this, and it's not like music playing, you know, and whatever. I mean, it's like full blood, like people doing dances.
Yeah.
You know, they're the
Show
ones that are
tunes,
singing show tunes. Yeah, Bollywood. This is so good. It's very well animated.
Yeah.
And there's so much to unpack in the background. I mean, like every scene is filled to the brim.
Yeah.
So briefly and without spoilers, this show follows our main character, who is the Princess of Hell.
Yeah.
And she is, so there's a population problem in Hell. It's too many people, right? So her solution to this population problem is, instead of murdering all these too many people, what if we tried to redeem them at a hotel?
And then they're not our problem anymore.
And then they're not our problem because they go to heaven.
Yeah.
Which is very buying homeless people a bus ticket way of solving that problem. It's very Hell adjacent, because you're like, this is a great idea, and then you're like, well, heaven also have a overpopulation problem later. Whatever. But it's so she's doing this. She's like doing this out of the kindness of her demon heart. She's trying to save people's souls. So it's her and her girlfriend created a hotel to try to save people's souls, save demon souls, to help rehabilitate sinners.
Yeah.
And
it's called the Hazbin Hotel.
And it's called the Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
And it's just fantastic. There's a lot of characters in this first episode to unpack.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of like background characters that are just interesting to look at. But we there's a media presence in this. There's a news thing where they're on the news. First of all, you're gonna have to watch this twice. One time, watch everything that's happening on the news, because it is very interesting and very funny.
And then the second time,
just read the ticker. Because there's a ticker going the whole time that you're watching this news segment, right? And it just, it starts with the kind of shit that you would read on a news ticker, and then it turns into somebody just kind of going bananas on the keyboard.
It's very, very crazy.
Having some issues.
But that's a lot, many scenes in this. There's a lot of, surface level stuff happening.
Yeah.
And then on a rewatch, there's a lot of, background stuff that you hadn't even noticed before, or other elements to the surface stuff that you hadn't noticed before.
Yeah.
We also, the second time around watching this, really were like, wait a minute, is that character related to this real life person?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out who these demons are and what they represent.
Is the Princess of Hell related to? And what kind of demon is her girlfriend? And there's a lot.
There's a lot of that. There's also a lot of again, part of this background stuff is when you're in the hotel scenes, right? There's so much, all the wallpaper is beautifully textured, and all the set pieces are beautifully done. But then there's also paintings hanging on the walls, right? And so especially the second time around, when we don't have to pay so much attention to the main action happening in the foreground, in the background you can appreciate this consistent utilization of symbols across all of the things, or pictures in the background of people where you're just okay, they're telling us a story in the background of this with these fucking photos, right? I mean, this is clearly, obviously, you heard me read that this is solely created by a singular person.
But it is incredibly well thought out.
It's clearly a passion project. It clearly has a bunch. I mean, I want this to just pick this up. I don't care who, fucking what, give it to Netflix, whatever. I mean, I want A24 to produce this because I respect A24 a fucking great deal. I super love their stuff. That's another great subreddit, r/A24, sub that shit. This does have a subreddit, r/Hazbin Hotel, so sub that shit also. I literally just found out that there was a subreddit today and already subbed it, but, I want this to be executive produced by this girl and A24.
Yeah.
And then just give them enough money so that way we can get 13 or 26 episode seasons. And just, I want all of this. This is now one of those cartoons that's just come on, guys.
I definitely want to cosplay this.
Holy shit, yeah. We are fucking cosplaying this.
So many great outfits. We haven't even talked about Who Wants to Be Who yet, because it's probably going to get us into some fights.
I want to cosplay so much.
There's so much about this, and it's all very, like, Christian hell sort of themed. Everything is very...
Like sinners and
like
God
Christian
and heaven and angels and shit like that. But it's not like Bible-y.
No,
right.
But there's a lot of imagery in it.
It's standard issue monotheistic Christian hell.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like imagery in it that calls back to certain things in the Bible. Like you see apples and you see snakes everywhere, and there's a lot of little things like that that you kind of don't notice at first.
It's that really well fleshed out. At the same time,
like, and this is not part of it at all, but I kind of feel like this exists in the same universe as Beetlejuice does.
I mean, there's there's certainly some style choices informed by Beetlejuice. But in my mind, there's a lot of style choices in this.
Especially the Beetlejuice cartoon, right? There's a lot of imagery in this that is inspired by the Beetlejuice cartoon. And being like an 80s and 90s kid, like I totally see that.
Yeah.
And I'm like absolutely vibing with it. And in fact, there's one scene that kind of looks like it has a sandworm in it from the Beetlejuice cartoon. Even though it's not actually from the Beetlejuice cartoon, but you look at that and you're like, that's a sandworm. This might be... Beetlejuice might exist in this universe, guys!
Which I would be okay with.
Which would be super dope. But
this very clearly is informed by a bunch of stuff. And I mean, I feel like this is like clearly the sort of cartoon that is made by and for people within our age demographic, right? People who experienced like the heyday of after school Saturday morning cartoons, because that shit exists nowadays, but not in the same way that it did for us, right? Because the internet brings you everything. You can just,
well, so does streaming.
And streaming and stuff like that. But I mean, like when we were kids, especially if you're watching a new cartoon, right, and it wasn't reruns, you got it once a week, and then you got the next, and then you got the next, and so it's consumption of things like that, as well as creation of things like that. It's different now than it was when we were kids, and I got a lot of that nostalgic vibe of like, there's so much. This is one of those shows where like we've watched it twice. We are going to watch this many more times. Like it's so good, and there's so much little shit in the background that the first time through, I totally didn't notice, and this time through, I'm just like, oh my god, did you catch that? Oh my god, did you catch that? And we weren't like running through, pausing and unpausing the thing to try to find stuff. Although we will probably do that for the third or fourth watch through. But like the songs are catchy and fun. The characters are super interesting. I want to know more about every single person I'm introduced into this.
Yeah, they've got snappy dialogue as well.
It's witty, it's got comedy, it's got timing.
Totally crushing on like a couple of characters as well.
It's rude as shit, but in like a good way. It's very like, fuck off, and it's like, only if you watch me kind of a thing. Whatever. Like, it's got...
My favorite line from the whole thing.
It's maybe one of the better ones,
line from the whole thing.
It has so much, and it brings so much to the table, and in my opinion, it really shows the quality of shows you can make if you fucking try hard.
Yeah.
And this is, we've talked about this. If you watch any of our other videos, I've probably brought this up a million times. So many movies and so many shows nowadays feel like rough drafts, because as soon as I make a good script, somebody's snatching it up, somebody's going to start producing it, and it never goes through that second draft, let's all talk about this, let's make sure there isn't something overly absurd in it, sort of a thing. Whereas this passion project that very clearly feels like it's been worked on for years and years of somebody passionately and diligently focusing on it, shows the amount of caring that's going into it.
Yeah.
And you don't get that nowadays. There's so many things that are enjoyable but cheap. And this doesn't feel cheap. This is fun. It's enjoyable. The music is good. I now have to learn all of the songs, which I'm not super happy about.
That's a lie. He's very happy.
I'm very happy about it. I'm really great at learning music. Don't worry about it. And I sing and dance around the house all the time because I'm a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
But it's so good. And to be honest with you, some of the aesthetic choices that they made are so informed that I want to replicate those choices, whether it's in props or products or anything like that. So, definitely this is going to go on our cosplay list for whenever the fuck conventions start happening again.
Yeah.
And I think that this definitely needs to go on everybody's watch list.
Yeah.
If
nothing else, watch this and support independent creators.
Also, there's that. Even if you're not a big fan, watch it.
Yeah,
whatever.
so
you're
you
gonna
can
like
watch
it,
this video by finding the link below.
We'll link it below. It's linked below.
Or by searching for Hazbin Hotel on YouTube. That's Hazbin.
Yeah.
I don't know why they spelled it that way.
How would you spell
I
it?
didn't make it. Well, Hazbin would be 2 words. Has and then bin, like B-E-E-N.
Oh, okay.
That's not how you spell either of those words.
That's fine.
But, watch this. Tell us what you thought. Who's your favorite character minus Radio Demon?
So look, this spoiler free. Comments, all spoilers. So comment spoilery shit below. Let's have a conversation about this show below so I can talk about all the things that I want to talk about in it. And we'll just do that discussion, the spoiler discussion down below. So if you don't want spoilers and you haven't seen it yet, first go watch it, then come back to this comment section and comment there and let us know.
So tell us what you thought. Who's your favorite character? What was your favorite scene?
All the stuff.
What did you like about it? What would you like to see? Tell us all that stuff. Let's get geeky with it.
Yeah, let's get rad. So either way, I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things. This has been Review Jive. We watched episode 1, the pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel. It was fantastic. Do yourself a damn favor and go watch it. And if you've already watched it, go watch it again. What are you doing? Come on, get your shit together.
Yeah.
But either way, catch you guys next time, huh?